Hi guys, welcome. Hope you're all doing good and I hope that your prelims preparation is in full force. Okay, this video mainly is for all those students who message me asking for one query. They all have this one doubt that why am I scoring less marks even after multiple revisions? When they take up tests, their scores are less even after reading the subjects many number of times. So this is a major problem that my students are facing, and since they were messaging me, I thought that I'll make a video to address this problem. Okay, so before I address why you're scoring low in tests, let me first tell you the philosophy of a test. Why should you take up tests? And why is it that the tests are very important for this prelims exam? So the first is, what is the philosophy of taking a test? There are three important principles of taking a test. One is tests will help you validate your studies. Okay, whatever you have studied for, let us say 3 days or 4 days or 5 days, how will you assess whether you have studied effectively or not? It is through tests. It is the tests that will validate how well you have studied for those 3-4 days. So it is very important for you to assess your performance after studying, and for that you have to take tests. Through tests, you understand your strengths, you understand your weaknesses. You understand what are your subjects that you're strong in, what are the subjects that you're weak in. And on that performance, you can change your study schedule to improve on the weaknesses and to further strengthen your strengths. Hence, taking tests is important because it gives you the validation for what you have been studying. That is the first reason. The second reason why you have to take tests is because it enhances your skills. Prelims exam is not about only content or knowledge, it is also about skills. Skills are very important, especially in an exam like multiple choice questions, where even if you don't have much knowledge about the concept, you can still deduce the answer by using several tools. These tools can be logical way of thinking, these tools can be common sense, this tool can be interlinkages. So in this way, you can use different skills to deduce the answer outside the realm of knowledge. So if you have to develop these skills, no one can teach you the skills, you can develop them only by solving a lot of tests. So if you have to develop skills, you have to make sure that you solve a lot of tests. The third important aspect of solving a test or a philosophy of a test is the time management. 90% of the students who go to prelims exam and who do not clear, they are not clearing, not because they are not intelligent, not because their preparation was not sincere, it was mainly because they could not manage the time. When you have less time, you start making silly mistakes, you start making mistakes on those questions that you know the answers, and this is where the entire faltering of your preparation takes place. So please make sure that you manage your time better. And when I say manage your time better, it means two things. When you take up tests, use OMRs while solving tests, because OMRs in the exam will eat away 5 to 6 minutes, and if you don't account that 5 to 6 minutes in your solving tests now, you are going to regret it later in the exam. So if you don't want to face the problem, make sure that whenever you take tests, keep OMRs to solve the tests. The second is, in UPSC, in 2 hours, it will be a race for time to solve the 100 questions. Because of the pressure, because of the design of the questions, you need 2 hours, and even in the 2 hours, you may feel a little insufficient time to complete the 100 questions. Whereas, when you're solving mock tests, these mock tests can easily be solved in a matter of just 1.5 hours, or if some people will also solve it in 1 hour. So, if you want to develop your time management skills, when you're solving mock tests, don't take 2 hours, take 1.5 hours and try to solve the 100 questions in 3 rounds. Okay, so like this, when you're practicing 3 rounds of solving one question paper in 1.5 hours, when you go to the exam hall and you have 2 hours, you will feel that you can do more in less time. Because you're practiced doing more in less time, you will feel a little bit comfortable and you feel more calm when you're doing it in UPSC exam. So solve tests to make sure that you develop the time management skills, use OMR sheets and solve tests in just 1.5 hours so that you develop that ability to read fast and do more in less time. So the philosophy of taking a test is threefold. As I told you, one is important is the validation of your studies, the second is developing your skills, and the third is time management. If you want to develop these three, which play a very critical role in your success of prelims exam, please take tests. Don't neglect tests. Please, under any circumstances, make sure that you take tests. After understanding the philosophy of a test, now let me tell you why most of the students will procrastinate or postpone the date for taking a test. There are again 3 reasons for this. The first reason is they are obsessed with marks. They feel that just because they score less marks, that can disincentivize them to take more tests, and hence they will not take tests. The second is they are too judgmental on oneself. They are trying to achieve perfection. They are trying to learn the subject in such a way that they want to cover each and every aspect of that subject. So in that endeavor to achieve perfection, they are waiting that they achieve that perfection and then take a test. They feel that by not achieving perfection and taking a test, they may be feeling insecure, and they may feel that they are weaker, and this judgmental attitude will make them not take tests. So first, obsession with scores. The second is being judgmental with yourself, and the third is comparison. You're constantly comparing yourself with your friends, with your peers. You're constantly comparing with their marks. You're feeling that they are progressing, they are improving, they will clear prelims, they will become IAS, and you will be left behind. That small fear and insecurity that has sparked just because of your comparison is compelling you not to take tests. Again, I'm telling, these are the 3 core myths, traps that you have to overcome. Stop being obsessed with marks. Stop being judgmental on yourself. Stop trying to achieve perfection there. And the third is stop comparing. Always compete with yourself. Each and every day when you get up, you have to compete with yourself to better yourself than the previous day, rather than comparing with someone else. Each and every one of you will have your own unique sets of strengths and weaknesses. By comparing with others, you are not going to realize your uniqueness. So please, under any circumstances, stop getting obsessed with marks. What to be obsessed with, I'll tell you in the next few minutes. Stop being judgmental on yourself, trying to feel victimized, trying to feel disappointed, trying to set over ambitious expectations and not meeting that expectations, again creating a vicious cycle of being disappointed. And the third is comparing yourself with others. Please stop doing this. These are the 3 very, very critical hindrances that will make a student not take test, create a level of anxiety, create a level of fear and insecurity to postpone tests, thinking that once I study and achieve perfection, then I'm going to take tests. This is a wrong way of thinking. This is not the way to clear exam. So please, under any circumstances, remove all these 3 reasons that you're seeing and that you're feeling. I hope you got this. The next section I want to address is the core issue that most of my students are facing. The core issue is, why am I scoring less in tests even after multiple revisions? The reason, and the core reason, is you're obsessed with marks. The entire validation of your preparation, the entire validation of your studies is purely based on how much marks you're getting. This is a wrong way of looking at your tests. Let me tell you, stop getting obsessed with the marks that you score. Start getting obsessed with the reasons why you're going wrong. Let me give you an example. Let us say that you attempted a test. In that test, you attempted 80 questions. Out of that 80 questions, you got 30 questions wrong. Just because your marks are low now, don't get disappointed. Don't worry about the marks. Shed the marks. Look at that 30 questions. That 30 questions that has gone wrong. Sit with that 30 questions, go one question at a time and find out why are you going wrong. If you observe why are you going wrong in individual questions, you will get a list of reasons why you are going wrong. And the list of reasons can be, as you can see, the list of reasons can be over-analysis or overthinking, deficit of knowledge, lack of understanding, silly mistakes, overconfidence, not reading all the options thoroughly, not reading the question completely, jumping to conclusions very early. It can be different reasons for different people, but what is important is you should find out what is your list of reasons or excuses why you are going wrong. It is very pertinent that you find out these reasons, otherwise you will not understand the root cause for why the scores are less. Again, I repeat, stop obsessing over the marks, start obsessing over why. What is the reason for the answers to go wrong? When you obsess over the why it is going wrong, you are going to catch the root problem, and the root problem is what you have to correct yourself in order to score more. Okay, for example, let me give you an example of my case. When I was solving the tests, my major weaknesses was over analysis or overthinking. So when I sat with it, most of the questions that I used to list out the reasons was because of over analysis. So because my problem was over analysis, I came up with a solution on my own to overcome my problem. And that was, in my thought process, if the word so comes twice, that means I'm over analyzing. Let me give you an example. If let us say X happened, so Y happened, it is fine. But if my thought process says X happened, so Y happened, so Z is going to happen, now I am over analyzing. So like this, if I have so in my thought process twice, I knew that I was trying to over analyze. So there I used to cut down my thought process. So this is how I overcame my problem of why my questions were going wrong. Like this, let us say few students are making silly mistakes while reading the question. So if your problem is you are not reading the question thoroughly, you are jumping to conclusion very fast, you can always underline while reading the question. That will overcome the problem of silly mistake of not reading the questions completely. Like this, each and every student will have their own unique set of reasons, unique set of excuses why the questions are going wrong. If the reason is silly mistake, make sure that you don't make silly mistake. If the reason is lack of understanding, make sure that you go back and read to understand the concepts. If the reading is deficit of knowledge, try to read more and develop the depth in that particular topic. Like this, understand why are you going wrong. Only if you understand why you are going wrong, you can course correct yourself and you can work upon it to overcome the problem. Otherwise, what happens is you will keep reading the same book again and again and again, expecting different results in the different test. This will not going to happen. You have to change your reading to suit whatever your strengths are and weaknesses are. And the strengths and weaknesses will only come by assessing what is the list of reasons why the questions are going wrong in the tests. So from now on, I request each and every one of you to sincerely take tests. And when you take tests, don't worry about the marks. Assess, sit and assess why the questions are going wrong. If 30 questions have gone wrong, list out 30 reasons why the questions have gone wrong. Many students, when I ask why is the questions going wrong, they give me a very laid back response. Sir, maybe I have not done revisions, maybe I have done some silly mistakes. That maybe is wrong. You are having a very lazy attitude towards success. If you want success, you have to be proactive. If you want success, you have to show the energy. You have to sit with your problems, find out the root cause of the problems, and only then you can correct yourself. So please shed that lazy attitude. Go with individual questions. Understand why it is going wrong. Only then you can course correct yourself. So for every subject, the reasons may differ. Every student, the reasons may differ. There cannot be a general list of excuses or reasons that I can give you. Each student is unique and they will have unique strengths and weaknesses. So it is very pertinent that you sit with yourself and find out the list of reasons. So I hope you will do that. And whenever you take a test, keep making sure that the list of reasons are reducing. Let us say in the first 5 tests, you got a list of 15 different reasons. After 10 tests or 15 tests, the reasons from 15 should reduce to at least 5. Like that, over a period of next few months, whenever you are taking tests, the list should keep reducing. That is the improvement that you have to do. If you are doing that improvement, that means you are carrying upon skills with content. So I hope you understand this, and I hope you are not obsessed with marks from now on. You are obsessed with why things are going wrong. The next question that you can ask me is, in that way, should we not go wrong at all? Is there no scope for us to go wrong at all? That is not true. You can always go wrong. Okay, you can always go wrong. The golden rule is you should not go wrong in more than 20 questions. If you go wrong in more than 20 questions, you are attempting more than that is necessary. That is the first rule. The second is you can go wrong. Let us say that you attempted a test and out of 80 questions that you attempted, 30 questions went wrong. And when you come to me and I ask you, why did the 30 questions go wrong? You are completely with your rights can tell me 2 excuses or 2 reasons. The first reason is you can tell me I applied a logic, but that logic on the other side did not prevail. The logic I applied was different from the logic that has been applied in the solution. That is fair. You cannot help it. So there can be 2 dichotomic logics on a one particular concept. There can be a possibility like that. So that is okay. That is fine. The second excuse that you can give with all the rights, with all your sincerity is I applied common sense, but on the other side the common sense did not prevail. Now these 2 excuses are allowed. Now with these excuses, even if you go wrong in 30 questions also, it is fine. No issues. All you can say is that was not your day. It just did not work out the way you intended. Hence 30 questions went wrong. That is fine. That is a part of the game that you have to accept. So there are only two reasons where you can go wrong. One, application of logic, which did not suit or which did not match the logic on the other side. The second is application of common sense, where the common sense did not prevail. But the reason why I am allowing you to use these two reasons to go wrong is, in UPSC exams, there are very high chances that when you apply logic, when you apply common sense, most of the answers will go right. So in that scenario, keeping that in mind, these two reasons are allowed for you to go wrong. So whenever you are taking tests, always when you take risk should always come either with logic, risk should always come either with interlinkages of concepts, risk should always come with common sense. If you can take risks using these tools, go ahead and take the risk. It is okay if the questions or the answers go wrong. That is not an issue. But under any circumstances, you should not come out and give me an excuse or a reason telling that I did a silly mistake, over analysis, did not read the question properly, deficit of knowledge, pure guesswork. These are not the excuses that to be given. So I hope you take tests, you have scope to make mistakes. However, the scope to make mistakes should always be based on two reasons and two reasons only. And these are the two reasons. I hope you got that. So don't have fear in making mistakes. Make the mistake, but make sure that when you're making the mistake, there has to be some justification of why the mistake is done. And the justification has to be these two reasons. I hope you got that. So now go ahead and take the test. Don't be afraid about the marks. Stop getting obsessed about the marks. Find out the reasons why you're going wrong, and please take the risk accordingly as I have told you. Alright, so this were some of the important pointers that I wanted to give you. So I hope you understood what is the philosophy of a test, why should you take a test, why is it that this test is important, especially for your UPSC prelims examination, especially for an MCQ based examination, and why most of the students will procrastinate or postpone tests, and why you should not postpone tests. Okay, now look, this is the concluding remark in this video. The concluding remark is UPSC exam is based on a fine balance between two aspects. On one side you have knowledge and content, on the other side you have execution and time management. Knowledge and content comes from your basic books, execution and time management comes from your tests. Most of the students start emphasizing on knowledge and content and de-emphasizing on the time management and execution, and in that endeavor they just spend more time reading books. Please don't do that. Try to bring both in parity, balance both. Both are very critical for your exam. Okay, so with that, I hope you take the test seriously. I hope you solve a lot of mock tests, and please enjoy while solving the test. Stop comparing yourself with others. Stop judging yourself, and please, under any circumstances, don't feel disappointed about the marks. Make sure that you get to the root problem of why is it going wrong. You'll 100% clear if you can address the root problem and work upon that. I hope I have been helpful, and I hope you get serious with the test series from now on, and I hope everyone will start getting more marks incrementally. It will never happen overnight, incrementally, and you will ace the UPSC exams at the end of the day. I wish you all the best, guys. Thank you so much. I'll come back with another video. Bye.